Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Morning Breath Livestream, where we start our day with coherence. I'm your host, Jeremy Tennell, systems designer and coherence coach, and this is week 8, day 38 of our 14-week journey entitled Path of Personal Transformation. Today, we are stepping into something a little more confronting: how this system sustains itself through reaction. The system doesn't fear your anger. It knows how to use it, because when you react without awareness, you enter its language: force, oppression, escalation, violence. And now you're not disrupting the system, you're reinforcing it. There was a time in my life where I thought intensity was the same thing as effectiveness. If something was wrong, I pushed harder. If something felt unjust, I stepped into it and I met it with force. And in those moments, it felt like I was doing something, taking a stand, holding a line. But what I didn't see at the time was that I was still operating within the same pattern. Different position, same energy. The system we're existing within, the system that we perpetuate through our individual choices and reactions, it is a system of violence. And when we say violence, most people think extremes, physical harm, overt aggression. But violence at a systems level is broader than that. It's any response that attempts to remove your awareness at all levels and replace it with thoughtless reaction. It is an action and response mechanism designed to keep a massive human population moving in a singular direction: control, domination, dismissal, dehumanization, even in subtle forms: tone, language, posture. These are expressions of the same underlying pattern, and systems that are built on tension depend on that pattern to continue. This is where most people get stuck. They think, if I don't react, I'm passive. But awareness is not passivity. Regulation is not weakness. Choosing how you respond is not the absence of power. It is the application of it. Because reaction is predictable, and predictable behavior is easy to absorb back into the system. Like a stone that has come loose from a rock wall, its only path is down. But awareness creates something the system can't easily control: personal sovereignty, individual choice. From a systems perspective, escalation is a feedback mechanism. There's input, which leads to your reaction, which in turn leads to amplification and counter reaction, which eventually creates instability. This is what we see in our world today. The system feeds on this, because as long as energy stays at the level of reaction, nothing actually changes. The pattern just continues at higher intensity. But when you interrupt that loop through input, awareness, regulation, breath, intentional response, the pattern disrupts. Now the system has to reorganize around it, because the expected response didn't happen. And culturally, we've been conditioned into this. Everything is framed as take a side, defend your position, win the exchange, right, left, conservative, liberal, binary thinking. This keeps people locked in cycles of oppression. Binary positions require you to pick a side, even if each side is a mirror of the corruption of the other. Have you ever said the phrase, the best of two evils? You end up in a singular, siloed perspective, festering in your own frustration and anger. Reaction feels justified in that space, but the feeling of justification doesn't equate to transformation. And if we're not careful, we end up reproducing the very dynamics that we say we're against. The more intense the system feels, the more it is calling for you to participate in that intensity. If you wish to be a change agent, a systems designer, then you must learn to disrupt the system through your awareness and your integration of intentional action. You can't do it alone, but that is your starting point. Community will come only when you and others choose to remain in the void, not fall into the binary, and move down the path of personal transformation. Today, instead of asking yourself, how do I fight this? Ask, what energy am I bringing into this moment? Am I reacting or responding? Am I escalating or creating space? Am I reinforcing the pattern or interrupting it? Because systems won't change through resistance. They change when the pattern can no longer sustain itself. Today, spend some time in a journal. Find a place, sit down, and explore these questions. Where in my life do I feel justified in my reactions? And if I'm honest, are those reactions creating change or continuing the same pattern in a different form? What would it look like to respond with awareness instead of intensity? Let's move into our breath work. We practice our breath work every day so that we can engage in that awareness within the stillness of ourselves. All right, let's find a comfortable seat and shimmy your hips. Roll your shoulders. Let's take one deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. In, exhale with a sigh. About a 5-second, 6-second inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, about the same. Inhale, exhale. Keep that pattern up. Inhale, it's your forehead. Exhale, your jaw. Again, a gratitude list in your mind for today. Thankful for the sunrise. Thankful for the birds chirping outside. Thankful for my support system. I am thankful for the opportunities of today. Continue your gratitude list as you continue your breath. Let it spiral outward. Thankful. You get distracted in the next few minutes. Come back to your breath and your gratitude. Continue the pattern. Inhale, one deep breath. Exhale with a sigh. Again, into this space. If this resonates with you, stay in this work. Stay in this practice. Find your breath today. Lean into awareness. The space is for the practitioners, not just the reactors. The system knows how to use your reaction. What it doesn't know how to do is predict your awareness. Take a breath. Choose your response. Be a systems designer. See you tomorrow morning at 5:30.